Hey everyone, how you doing? I'm Jay, and this is the 2016 Honda Accord sedan. So when Honda dropped this press car off at the Carbuzz office, just by looking at it immediately, I thought that this Accord is the fully loaded trim model with just every extra feature added in. It was going to have a pretty high expensive price tag. But to my surprise, when I looked at the window sticker, it is not. This is the Accord Sedan Sport. So it's not the most, base cheap trim level. It's a few trim levels above it. But when I get to the price later on, you're just going to be really surprised at just how much you get feature-wise, technology-wise in a car like this. So this is the 9th generation Honda Accord. The Accord first really hit the American market back in 1982. In fact, since 1982, the Accord has been built in Marysville, Ohio, and the Accord is the first Japanese car to be manufactured in the United States. So that's really, really cool. But this Accord, the 9th generation, like I said, it's been on sale since 2013, but for 2016, it received a midlife refresh. So the exterior styling has been updated, features, interior's been tweaked a bit as well, and that's going to be the focus of today, and just in terms of what you get for the price and what's the competition, because this is the mid-size sedan. It's a very competitive segment in the US. So looking at this exterior, both the Accord sedan, and it comes as a coupe as well, they receive a more sharply creased front end design. It's kind of similar to that of the newly redesigned Honda Civic, which is a smaller car. But what's cool is that all Accords now have some really good features, like LED lighting, and just, that extra chrome in the front end. I really like it. It just makes the car look more premium. But the Accord Sport, this car, it comes with some really good features standard. For an example, you get these new 5-spoke 19-inch wheels, a low-profile deck lid spoiler, dual exhaust tips, and those side sill extensions at the bottom between the two wheels. And it gives the Accord Sport a really, again, a sportier look to it. And combined with these LED daytime running lights and fog lights, the LED taillights, it's just a very nice looking car. I really like this, the red, I think it's called ruby red exterior. It looks more expensive than what it really costs. And I really have to, give full props to Honda for just making a really good looking car. I thought the original 9th generation back in 2013, that Accord looked a little boring on the outside. Still the same car, but with this new front end and the tail and the rear end, getting some tweaks to it, it just makes it look a lot better. And another interesting fact about Honda is that all of its designers, they need to be engineers first, meaning they have to go to engineering school, and then they learn to design cars. And I mentioned this fact during my unboxing review of the also very equally impressive Honda Fit. It really allows the designers to have better insight into the car itself. When they understand the engineering behind it, they're able to design a better car. A lot of automakers, there's competitions or between the engineers and the designers. The engineers say the car has to be like this, the designers want it to look like this. Not the case with Honda. So let's look under the hood here. This Accord Sport, it comes standard with a 2.4 liter inline 4 cylinder engine with 189 horsepower and 182 pound-feet of torque. Power is sent directly to the front wheels through a 6-speed continuously variable automatic with a manual shifting mode and shift paddles. And you see that Earth Dreams sign there on top of the engine. Basically, that's Earth Dreams. It's Honda's latest engine technology, such as the latest version of its IV-Tech technology, which is variable valve timing and lift electronic control. Ford has its EcoBoost line of engines. This is Honda's version of it in its own way, but it's not turbocharged, it's naturally aspirated. And the optional engine is a 3.5 liter V6 with 278 horsepower and 252 pound-feet of torque. That's only available in higher trim models. But what's really cool is that even though this particular car it is not equipped with it, it comes standard with a 6-speed manual. That is really cool for the Accord Sport. You can't even get the 6-speed manual in the higher trims. It does not come with the V6. So let's start talking about the interior here. Generally, it's very nicely laid out. Honda's made some nice improvements to it for 2016. On the window sticker, this is a black interior, and it's not the darkest of blacks. I thought it was just very sharp, especially when contrasting with the red exterior. But these are cloth seats, and I know you might be thinking that, hey, that's leather trim. No, it's not. It's leatherette trim, and it's very high quality. It doesn't feel cheap, even though it's fake leather. It looks really nice. It's premium. The cloth itself, it's got a very nice premium feel as well. And so we're getting a better look at the at the dashboard here. It's a very simple layout. What I like about it is the fact that it's simple and straightforward. It's got a combination of sportiness and just very, how do I say it? Just straightforward. It does what it needs to do, and it's very easy to work with. And I think it's a very handsome design. It's not offensive, and yeah. So let's start the engine up and see how that sounds. Alright, so what I really like about that 4-banger engine is just how good it sounds, considering it's an inline 4, and typically engines of that size don't sound great, but leave it to Honda to change that. Performance, you're going to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 7.8 seconds, which is about average for this class. So let's look at this interior more closely. As I was saying before, that leatherette looks really good, but some of the good extra or standard features you get here includes dual zone climate control, Bluetooth, Pandora Internet Radio, SMS text messaging functionality, a leather wrapped steering wheel, 10-way power driver's seat, tilt and telescopic steering column, and even a sunglasses holder. Also, what's really cool is that all 2016 Accords receive a standard multi-angle rear view camera and expanded view driver's mirror. And the higher trim levels receive a touchscreen interface. This car, the Accord Sport, does not have that, but I didn't really find myself missing it. And it kind of goes to show that Honda has just built a really, fun to drive sedan here. But what you're looking at, this is, I believe, a 7-inch multi-information display with a rear view camera. It's a 4-speaker audio system. There's a steering wheel mounted controls as well. And at higher trim levels, you can get the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto integration, but this car does not have it. Generally, this system, it's okay. The functionality of it it's very simple and straightforward to understand. But there were a couple things I didn't like about this display audio system, and the first thing is the screen, in my opinion, it collects dust way too easily. And then when you try to brush it off with your hands, you leave fingerprint smudges all over it, and that's kind of annoying. And the second thing is that the screen washes out almost completely at some angles when the sun strikes it. And when you're driving, I also found that quite annoying. But again, the functionality is very good. It doesn't really get any easier or more logical than that. And it's all controlled with these basic setting buttons right here. Again, it's, I think that this Accord Sport, it kind of goes back to maybe a few years ago before all these, advanced touchscreens were getting into cars. And I like a lot of them, but, sometimes I just miss being able just to drive and have fun behind the wheel. And this Accord Sport really surprised me in the fact that, I did not for a moment miss having a touchscreen. It's more about driving. You still have this dual zone climate control here, which is really, really nice. And except for those two minor gripes I had about the inner or the screen there, overall, it's a very, very nice interior. It's very well put together. All the interior material qualities, as expected from a company like Honda, are top quality. Even the cover here, it doesn't feel cheap the way it opens and closes. The armrest here as well, it has a nice feel to it. And if you get inside an Accord, you'll understand what I mean. And you see those diagonal lines right there? It's supposed to look like carbon fiber. Again, it's not, but it's probably one of the best applications of fake carbon fiber I've ever seen in a car. And combined with that leatherette, it looks very, very premium, the interior. So the first time I looked at it, I thought it was leather trim, carbon fiber trim as well. No, it's not. And when I tell you about the price in a few minutes, it's just a really good value. Even the way the shift lever moves, it reminded me of something that you would get in, say, even a BMW at a much higher price level. The steering wheel also has a very nice feel to it. Again, it's covered in leather, and I really like having a leather-wrapped steering wheel. Most cars are coming with that these days, or at least like a leatherette coating of some sort. So what about fuel economy here? Well, Honda and the EPA have officially rated the Accord Sport at 26 miles per gallon city, 35 miles per gallon on the highway, and a combined 30 miles per gallon. And that's really, really good. I just want to make a note that the upcoming 2017 Accord Hybrid is supposed to get 47 miles per gallon. And that's going to best the Chevrolet Malibu Hybrid, which I also did an unboxing review of. And that got, I believe, 46 miles per gallon. And I was very impressed with that car. So let's wait to see what happens in 2017 here. That Econ button, by pressing it, it helps the enhance fuel efficiency. So the system is able to monitor your driving style, and it can display the impact of your driving style on the car's fuel efficiency. And when you get that feedback, you can make the necessary driving adjustments to maximize fuel economy. Kind of cool. So how does the Accord Sport drive? First off, I found the ride to be very supple. It's not a true sport sedan like, say, the BMW 3 Series or the Jaguar XE, which I recently did a review of as well. But the Accord Sport, it feels very solid, and in my opinion, it strikes an almost perfect balance between, that supple ride and very engaging handling. And like I said, I think this inline 4 engine is one of the best naturally aspirated inline 4s on the market. Do you need to go for the V6? Well, you're going to spend several $1,000s more, and you're going to lose fuel economy. Honestly, I would just stick with the inline 4 and call it a day. Save some money, both when you buy the car and at the fuel pumps. In terms of safety, the Accord Sport got a 5-star crash test rating from the U.S. government. It also comes standard with dual front driver and passenger airbags, side curtain airbags with a rollover sensor, anti-lock brakes, tire pressure monitoring system, and brake assist. So let's talk pricing here. The base Accord starts at just over $22,000, and a fully loaded model with the V6 will go for just over $33,000. And I went and I checked the competition. Mainly, it was very simple. The Toyota Camry, the Mazda 6, Chevrolet Malibu, Ford Fusion, Kia Optima, and Hyundai Sonata. What was interesting is that I found that every single one of those cars, along with the Accord, all start in the $22,000 range, which is very interesting. And with the exception of the Kia Optima and the Hyundai Sonata, they all top off at around $33,000. The Kia and the Hyundai go to a maximum of $36,000 and $35,000 respectively. But the pricing for this Accord Sport right here, with handling and destination, comes to a total of $26,785. And I think that's great value, considering that the average new car in the US costs $33,000 today. You're getting a lot of car for the money here. Nice trunk. It's about average size for the class. As you saw in the rear seats, there's plenty of space back there, a lot of leg room and shoulder room. 3 adults can easily fit back there. Up front, driver and passenger have a lot of space as well. 60/40 split folding rear seats. It just, this car just does everything very well. Now, what's interesting is that the Acura TLX, Acura is Honda's luxury brand, it's built on the same platform, the TLX, and that starts at $32,000 and goes up to $45,000. But the TLX is offered with all-wheel drive, while the Accord is not. But I don't even think you need the TLX, because the Accord right here is just so good. So again, why is the Accord a great choice? Well, because it's tried and true in terms of reliability, the fun-to-drive factor, value, safety, and you don't necessarily need to buy a fully loaded Accord with a more powerful V6 to have fun behind the wheel. So bottom line, fun to drive, roomy, comfortable, very high quality interior, great acceleration, and a very good list of standard features. All right, everybody, I'm out of time for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any more questions for me, be sure to leave them in the comment section below. If you have any more suggestions for cars you'd like to have me unbox in the future, also leave those suggestions in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to the Car Buzz YouTube channel, and be sure to read the full review of the 2016 Honda Accord Sport on carbuzz.com. So until next time, thanks for watching, everyone.